Greetings, awesome Training Tribe members. This is the programming for September 28th, which is the beginning of the second month of our 3-month endurance training block. And this is essentially starting up for the month of October, even though we're beginning on the last couple days of September. What I've got for you today is a review of the WOWs, particularly the A workout. So we are using an A-B split again, but it's divided a bit further because there's an A1, an A2, and an A3 workout, which are the running workouts, and then you have your B or home gym version. Roughly suggesting that the A workouts are done Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the B workouts Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but do whatever you can in terms of days, and also trying to get even 2 out of the 3 sessions, and you will be gold. Okay, so first of all, for the WOWs with the A's in front of them, A1 begins with a simple warm-up, which is a 10-minute walk in this case. So we're just asking you to get your body rolling along and let your mind get focused on doing some training. Following that, the main component of workout A1 will be to perform 1 times 15 minutes at level 1. So that's just your easy gear, nice comfortable jog, working on good form. And after that 15 minutes, take a 5-minute walk break. Now we get into changing up our zones of intensity or levels of intensity a little bit, because you're going to do another 15-minute block, or 1 times 15 minutes at level 2. And so level 2 intensity is what you might call medium or moderate. And what we're looking for is roughly, and I do say that roughly, the pace you would run if you were racing a half marathon. So that's generally not an easy jog, but it's also not running as hard as you might, let's say, in something shorter. So that's the main part of the workout. Again, 1 times 15 minutes at level 1, 5-minute walk, 1 times 15 minutes at level 2. Then we go to the accessory movements. And so you're going to take that lunge pattern that you've been perfecting and honing and do 30 walking lunges. That's with body weight, counting steps. So you'll end up getting 15 on the left, 15 on the right. And then just run through your basic static stretches for the lower extremity muscles. Things to think about, or tips during workout A1, are to get a feel for what that middle gear is like. And so we always recognize that we have that low gear, which is our low, slow cardio mojo level 1. And then we've got high gear when we really turn on the jets. But finding some rhythm and peace and pace and comfort in the middle, always good to do. So that's A1. Now, A2 is really our introduction to interval training, and it has some new drills. So to explain, you're going to start off with your warm-up, a 5-minute level 1 jog in workout A2. Then you're going to do two new drills. That's the A skip and the B skip. And you're going to do 15 yards of the A skip and then 15 yards of the B skip. We brought the yardage down from 15 to 20 because these particular drills don't translate as rapidly, so you'll get a similar amount of time as you were getting last month with those other movements. So the A skip and the B skip are detailed in the video below, so feel free to check that out as you're preparing to perform workout A2. And then finally, after you've done the 2 drills, the A skip and the B skip, you're going to do only two 75-yard strides just to get limber and loosened up. Now, the main portion for workout A2 is a hill training session. So I recognize not everybody has the same hill available, and that's fine. Just find any hill, as long as it's not super steep, which can be too hard for the Achilles tendons. And hopefully it's a hill that you can run about 30 seconds when you're moving pretty rapidly on. And so here's the workout. We're going to do 4 reps of 30 seconds at level 3 effort. And so level 3 effort or intensity is kind of what you would do if you were racing the 5K, let's say, or even a bit faster. And so it's a nice strong effort. You can even use the word hard if you like. Take about 90 seconds or whatever it requires for you to walk back down. So you'll run up strongly for 30 seconds and then walk slowly down to recover and then repeat again. Not really going until you're fully ready to do that. So you get the quality. And that's it. That's all there is. 4 strong reps with breaks, but we really want to emphasize quality over quantity. And of course, advise you not to seek exhaustion. Walk away from this feeling like you could do a couple more reps. That's what we're looking for. Then you'll perform the 30 walking lunges yet again, as you did in workout A1, and the stretches. The key here we're trying to work on with the hill running actually allows you to run harder and both work on good form as well as not beat yourself up as much, so you're very unlikely to strain something. We want to have relaxed power, and that's really a challenge because relaxing when you're walking on the hot coals or you're fire walking, so to speak, it is an art form, but you can learn it and perfect it and hone it. So by all means, please do. Now, finally, workout A3. This is going to be an interesting one for you because first of all, there's no warm up and there's no accessory. It's simply this. It's CXT, Creative Cross Training. And you're tasked with doing this. Pick any mode of movement, preferably that's not running, and do some alternative mode aerobic training. Very easy, level 1, about an hour, and that could be doing walking or hiking or being on a bike or an indoor exercise machine if you have that available, exercising or swimming in the pool, you name it. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to get some extra training volume in, some extra aerobic stimulus without beating the body up. So we're really facilitating recovery. There may be some of you who are just going to say, I love running for an hour, easy, doesn't bother me, and you're going to go ahead and do that, and that's fine. But use your judgment because we don't want you to show up tired, stiff, sore, and unable to train with quality the following week because we have more goodies coming up. So whatever you do, it should be an easy hour, and I'd encourage you to make it non-stressful training or play. And that is really what we're looking at for A1, which is the 15-minute blocks, A2, which are the hill reps, and then A3, which is this creative cross training hour. You'll see all of the explanations and examples of workout B in the video. And guys, thanks for being with me, for being a member of the tribe, and I will catch you next time. Hey guys, did I mention how awesome you are? What I want to show you are the 2 new drills that we're going to be performing in our workout A, and actually in workout A2, and these are just evolutions of the skipping drill which we used last month. And so what we had done last month was we really were doing almost what you could call a casual skip, and so that was where we're just kind of working along and developing some rhythm and some abilities to move in such a manner. Now we can progress the skip, and that'll be the only, these 2 drills will be the only ones we're going to do this month, to the A skip and the B skip. So I'm going to try to give you a couple of demonstrations, both forward and sideways of the skips, and describe them. They're not too difficult. And how we're going to perform them is we're going to do 15 yards of the A skip and 15 yards of the B skip in that workout too. So it's a little bit less distance because these drills don't move or translate quite as rapidly, and we're just refining our movement patterns. So first of all, the A skip, what we're doing is we're bringing the leg up and almost creating the apex of the letter A when we're performing it. So that's how you can think of it. And what it looks like if I do it in a stationary fashion is this. I'm just going to be going like, so it's a little more, as I like to say, hippity hoppity pippity poppity with your A skip. So I'm going to give you a view, and I know that I'm indoors today, so the camera angles may be a bit challenging. Thank you for bearing with me. So here's me doing the A skip. And you kind of notice how everything is synchronized. Another side view of that A skip, I'm going to go away and come back. And you want to hear those foot strikes. So when we're not really diving too deep on our gait mechanics and say sprint related techniques, which will come out in the summer, but with our foot strike, we always want to snap the foot strike. And when we toe off, we always want to have the pop. And so that's like the old cereal, snap and pop, but there's no crackle in the middle, you don't shatter your foot. So anyway, more info than you wanted. Now, for the B skip, it's really just a different shape of the front leg that forms kind of the trace of the top of the letter B, if you will. So that's what we're going to be doing. And this really helps us to work on that paw back, or bringing our beastly paw not just down to the ground, but back for the strike. And so the B skip has us doing this as a motion. So it's a little bit more of a casting out of the leg, although it's a relaxed one, not overly intentional. So you can see how I'm letting that leg kick out a tiny bit and then snapping it back and under, and that's what we're looking for. So now I'll give you a couple different views of the B skip. So it's going to be like that. And then the side view. So again, that's the A skip and the B skip. We're going to do 15 yards of A and then 15 yards of B in workout A2. And one last time, I'll just give you a quick difference between the two. Here is A skip. And here is B skip. I realize it'll take a little bit of time to get that timing and coordination down, but I know you'll have fun with this. So thanks for bearing with me, and you're awesome. Okay, awesome training tribe peeps. This is the warm-up procedure for workout B in the second month of our endurance training block. So for workout B, you're going to use your exercise tubing with handles or bungee cord or inner tube, whatever you happen to have. And this is great because we can do all of our warm-up procedures using this method. We're going to do 2 sets of 10 with each of the exercises that we go through that I'll demonstrate for you. And you do all of your reps on one side and then all on the other. So the first one that we perform is called the reaching row. And so you can use either a single strand of your tubing by looping one through the other, or if the resistance isn't really high, you may want to use a double strand. Anchor on anything that's safe and stable, furniture, door jamb, etc. Somewhere between waist and shoulder height. It doesn't have to be super specific. Now here's how you perform the reaching row. I'm going to assume the staggered stance, and I'm going to reach, excuse me, into the position, and then row and pull back and squeeze and rotate. Excuse me. And I'll give you a view from the other side. So we would do 10 reps, but for demonstration purposes, I won't do quite that many. Excuse me. So this is the reaching row. Now you go to your press, or unilateral rotating press. And so you want to come through the armpit when you grab the handles. Makes this work great. If you go this way, you're always going to be fighting that band rubbing on your arm. So once we get to this position, Now you're going to stagger out and you're going to reach and punch. And you'll notice that I'm not trying to stay in that strict plane. I want to move forward, backward, side to side, and rotate, which is one of the keys of what we're doing in warming up and also enhancing our natural agility. So that is this unilateral press. And again, just to give you that perspective in case my other side was just not good for you, we're going to do the press. Okay, now the next one that we're going to do is going to require a high anchor, whatever you have available. So if you have a pull-up bar that you can use that's safe, use that. Or again, you can use a door jamb, or there's any number of ways, but we just want to have this high anchor because we're going to do a trunk twist that really works this midsection of the body. So whether you want to say it's the trunk, the core, the abs, this is one of the best exercises for it. Probably beats a lot of other ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my stance staggered, feel fairly athletic, and then I'm going to twist down and in and really, contract in here. And that's how we really get that recruitment in the trunk. And you'll probably notice that I'm sort of flexing down as I come around. Yes, that's what you want to do. Do from the other side. And there you go. Now we move to a low anchor. Again, you can use a door, use any leg of a piece of furniture, your weight bench, if it's got some weight on it so it's not going to slide. Again, feel free to be creative. And what I'm going to do here is simply take my band and just put it around this device. So this one is called the crossbody pull and push. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that athletic stance, which we're working on so much, and I'm going to turn towards my band. Pull close to the body, and then turn and pivot, push away. And in doing this, I want my eyes to follow my hands because that helps to orient the trunk most effectively. Go from the other side and give you a little bit of a back view here. A very athletic move. Okay. Now we're going to use our isometric lunge or iso lunge hold with an overhead press or OHP. So take your band and step on it. Bring your handles up to a press position and get into lunge. Remember, you don't want to be over the arms. Then, overhead press while holding your lunge position. And when you finish with one side doing 10 reps, you simply go to the other side. Make sure you've got your lunge position rock solid and stable, and you're going to continue to do your pressing. The final exercise in this warm-up sequence is the forward leg drive. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a single strand of the tubing with the low anchor. So you loop one through the other, and now you have your low anchor. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put this on your foot. And I'm just having a little difficulty with my shoe, because I have a shoe with a wide toe box today. But there we go. So we've got this on the foot, as you can see. And then I'm going to take something to hold on to. A pipe, a piece of furniture, it doesn't matter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand, and I think because of the camera angle, I'm going to turn a little bit for you. And I'm going to bracket the leg that's in the air, first of all. So I've got left foot and right hand supported. And I've extended my leg back. Now I'm going to drive up and flex in that forward direction. And I'm just using my arm, opposite arm, to travel along with, because that's a more natural motion. And it's this motion which we use in running, jumping, and sprinting, which is part of our front side mechanics. And notice I'm also, this is helping me to keep my toes up, or dorsiflex, and that's really valuable for moving quickly and athletically. So that's the forward leg drive. So it's just a quick review that you're going to do 10 of each of the warm-up movements on each side, so ultimately you get 120 repetitions. And we start out with the reaching row, then we go to the rotating press. From there, you're going to do your trunk twist, followed by the crossbody pull and push, then into the lunge position with the overhead press, and then finally with that forward leg drive as we just demonstrated. So that's the warm-up sequence. It won't take you very long to perform, probably less time than me to demonstrate this for you today. But we'll get this warm-up done for workout B, which we're going to try to have on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whichever days you can do. And if you get 2 out of 3, that's pretty doggone good. And then we'll go into the main set, which I'll cover next. Yes, you're awesome. This is the main component of workout B, and we're going to go through the exercises fairly succinctly. There are, or this is, I should say, a circuit routine where you perform 15 repetitions of each exercise on your left side, and that's one circuit, and then you go back and do 15 repetitions of the movements using the right side. So that's how we'll go through this portion of workout B. And the first exercise we're using is our kettlebell to perform a squat using a unilateral or one-arm rack position hold, and we're putting our heels on the board. At whatever height board you have, you can vary that, or a ramp. And what this does is it gives us an ease of being very deep in the squat and very vertical in the trunk orientation. Plus, we get that added benefit of some stability control because the weight's off to one side. Asymmetry is valuable in training, one of our tips. Okay, so I bring the weight up and I've got it racked. And for now, I'm just going to say rack it close to you. You can use a dumbbell for this as well. And then what you're going to do is just get ready and then descend into your squat, as we went over in the master class the other day, and then press up out of it. So that's really the form that we're looking for. You can add some personal flair if you want, but that is your unilateral or asymmetric rack squat. Then when we go to the Romanian deadlift, or RDL, we're going to go single leg this time. And you can use any weight that you have. I happen to have a light barbell. So the trick here is to establish one leg balance and good stability in the core. Then you do your tipping portion of the exercise. And so this is a real wowzer for the hamstrings and glutes, as well as providing that added bonus of giving balance training. So it's a wonderful multiple bang for buck movement. Let's see, then we go to our bench press, and we're going to do the bench press unilaterally, or one arm this time. And I realize I'm doing all my demonstrations on the right side for no apparent reason, although that is my dominant side. So I'm going to get into position with the bench press, and then I'm simply going to press through a plane or a track of motion that works best for my anatomy, and generally it's going to be a straight line or a pipe or a tube that you're pushing up into. That's how unilateral bench press works, and it helps us to develop good cross-torso stability. Then this next maneuver, I'm not going to turn my back to you just yet because it's going to be on the pull-up bar. We're going to take our pull-ups and we're going to perform a 7-finger pull-up, or in other words, it's the peace sign pull-up. And so when we go through the exercise, we'll have a peace sign on one hand for the first set and then on the other for the second set. So that's how that's going to work. And this actually helps us to recruit our latissimus dorsi muscles a bit more using this grip, and also to enhance different aspects of our grip strength, which we know is tied to our longevity. Okay, so I'll give you a quick demo. And I'm going to do the assisted version so that I don't have to strain too much. And there is your 7-finger or peace sign pull-up. Then the finale of this routine is going to be over here, and what I'm going to perform is a backward sliding lunge with a concurrent overhead press. So that's what this looks like. So I'm going to take that rack position again. Again, you can use a dumbbell if you prefer, or if that's what you have. I've got an old rag or a towel with my right foot on it, same side, right hand. And so how the exercise is performed is I'm going to descend into the lunge by sliding back. At the very same time, I lock out the press. So I'm going to move away from that obstacle, see if I can give you a better rep. One more try for me. There it is. And so you just got to find that groove that you can work in, and then perform 15 on one side. Next time around, do the other side. So those are our exercises in the main set of workout B, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun with these. Okay, here are the final 2 components of workout B, which are the accessory moves. And we're going to do 2 things. We're going to do a push-up cluster, 20, 15, 10, and 5 repetitions. And then we're also going to do a lockout at the top of the pull-up with some iso holding there. And I'll give you a demonstration of these. So with the push-ups, it doesn't matter whether you're doing your push-ups on your feet or your knees. You're going to rep 20, and I'll just do a few reps to give you an idea of what I mean by holding the lockout rest position. So that was just a few reps with a lockout rest and a few more. Now the goal is to bang out 20 reps, rest as long as you need with your arms locked out, then 15, then 10, then 5, taking those rest breaks. However, here's how this works. Let's say if I did 20 on my first round and I locked out, and then I'm on that second round and I'm starting to stall out at 7 or 8 reps. I'm not allowed to lock out and rest and then go ahead and try to repeat. Instead, I've got to drop to my knees and finish that 15 right there. So this is how I would do that. So let's say I'm repping, and then all of a sudden I start to reach my fatigue point. So I'm just, struggling. There is no break. I should hit the knees and keep hammering. And that's what you'll do as well. Okay, so we get the push-up clusters out of the way. Nice finisher. And then after you catch your breath, you're going to go to your pull-up bar. And you can either step up or jump up or pull to the top. But the key is you've got to get up and over the bar to get the lockout. So if you let's say, and I've had some clients do this, where they can only pull so far and then they try to hold, but they're not locked out. Doesn't work. So achieve the lockout however you can, and then hold that position as long as you desire, followed by slowly lowering, and then when you hit rock bottom, hold that position for about 10 seconds. So I probably won't hold as long as I can, but I'll give you a demonstration of what this should look like. That's delicious, and you're going to love it. Have fun with this, guys.